I felt worthless. I mean, I really felt useless, you know. I was sitting there going to law school classes, and I couldn't, and when I asked myself the question at the end of the day, why was I doing that, I couldn't answer the question. And that was depressing. And, yeah, I just more so felt like it's this blinding fear that life is kind of passing you by now, and you're not where you need to be, and you don't know how you need to get to the place where you want to be, to where you're happy again, you're feeling fulfilled. And I think the worst part about that too, and you know, I mean, I discussed this at length, is, you know, I'm not sure if you ever really can get back there. You know, I mean, you kind of go through these things overseas, and you know, you develop that kind of camaraderie and family with certain folks, and then once you leave that, you're kind of on your own. Even if you got a great family, which I do, great girlfriend, great friends, you're still always going to feel alone about that stuff, because there's nobody else on the planet who's going to understand that like the guys that you were there with. There just isn't. Not even other Marines. You have to be in that unit, on that tour. That's how it works. So, I mean, even my brother's a Marine, 10 years older than me, you know, like I mentioned before, went over to Afghanistan, and you know, I mean, I'm sure he's got his own issues that he deals with, and I can't really be a shoulder for him in any more of a way than another, you know, any other person outside of his unit could, because that's just the way it is. So that was difficult. And I think probably the number one takeaway that I got from my counseling was just, and I was told this several times, is just, you know, Mike, you got to manage your expectations for what you want other people to do or say or think, because they've got their lives. That's what they know. And expecting them to act beyond that is, you know, not necessarily a bad thing, and you can try to influence it, but it's not all that realistic. And that was a pretty sobering moment for me, you know. But really, I mean, it did kind of bring me to peace with a lot of stuff.